I don't know if you're like me, but I feel like organization always kind of falls to the bottom of the list. I have good intentions, but it just is so hard to do sometimes. And things got kind of out of control a couple of months ago, so this has kind of been a work in progress over the past little bit. But on today's episode, with the help of Cricut, we are getting organized and it's gonna feel so good. Don't worry if you don't have a machine, because I've got lots of ideas, but let's check on how I was doing a couple of months ago in this craft space. We've been really busy creating and doing all of these awesome stuff, so my craft room has gotten totally insane. You know I like to keep things real here on my channel, but this is just plain embarrassing. Seriously, this is some scary stuff right here, but we're about to fix that. Every good craft room has a pegboard, don't they? We need a pegboard, right? Well, I've got this here. I got this at Lowe's for 11 bucks, and we are gonna just build it out a little bit. I've got some 2x3s that we're gonna frame out behind it because you need a little bit of space so the hooks can go in. And then I got some trim to trim out the edges to make it look beautiful and finished. This is gonna be a simple and inexpensive project that's gonna add a ton of storage. This is a perfect beginner power tool project. We are simply going to set our miter saw to a 45-degree angle and cut off the edge. Now, if you're careful, you can get this job done with two 2x3s. You will want to make sure your dimensions are 48 inches from tip to tip, and you will need 4 of these total. Okay, you can see that I laid it all out just to see if we did good, and we did. To kind of hold the corners into place and make sure everything aligns well, I take my nail gun and run nails in opposing directions. Now, this part is optional, but I do feel like it contributed to an overall nice, tight end product. After we do this, then we place the pegboard on top, and then we are going to take some 1.5-inch screws and screw the pegboard into place. And I used the holes on the outside edge of the pegboard as a guide of where to screw them in. I didn't do them in any particular distance, but just enough screws that I knew that our piece was going to be nice and secure. Then I cover up the unattractive screws with some trim. I cut the trim exactly the same way I did with the 2x3 frame, making sure the miters are 48 inches tip to tip. Then I just attach the frame with my finish nailer, and it's as simple as pulling a trigger with this bad boy. And of course, we're just going to take some putty and fill in all of those holes. Now, I didn't record this part, but you may also want to consider taking some caulking and caulking down the side seams just to make sure that there's no gaps that you can see around the frame. Now, once the putty is dry, we can sand it off and get ready for paint. I'm going to use the same paint as I did on my craft table so that everything is nice and coordinated. But first, I want to start out by priming it with Kills Primer. Before we start loading it up with supplies, we're going to make a couple of things for organization or just to make it cute. I've had this pendant from the Dollar Tree kicking around my craft room for over a year now. I also had this peel and stick cork from the Dollar Tree, and it happens to line up perfectly with the width of this pendant. It's almost like it was destiny, right? I start by removing the twine and painting the little wood strip at the top in a black chalk paint. After it's dry, I peel off the backing of our cork board and stick that onto the front of our pendant. Now, having already made this, I would suggest maybe double or even tripling up the cork board so that it's a little bit more cushy for a push pin. But on ours, I just then flip it over and take a straight edge blade and cut off the excess. I had some gold foil polka dots left over from some Easter eggs I made in a previous episode, and I decided now was a good time to use those up. And I just put those on in a staggered fashion, and I decided that pulling them off and kind of sticking them on by hand was the easiest way to go with the cork board. Then I switch out the twine for something a little bit more spicy by way of leopard print ribbon, which I staple into place and reinforced with some hot glue. Next, I cut out some vinyl lettering on my Cricut Explorer Air 2, and they say plan and achieve. And then I applied those to our cork board. Now this cork board is ready for our pegboard, but I've got even more projects first. I picked up these little buckets from the Dollar Tree, and they're actually pretty cute like this, but I decided to go ahead and spray paint them in a gold spray paint so they would match my decor a little bit better. I got the inside and the outside really well, and I let them set up overnight. Now, to elevate our gold buckets just a little bit more, I decided to cut out some numbers on my Cricut Joy, which is really easy to use and you can run it right from your phone. I made them 2 inches tall and just cut them out on some gold smart vinyl, which you can cut without a mat. Then I decided to stick these on like stickers because I was worried about the transfer tape peeling off my spray paint since it was still a little bit fresh. And so I just stuck these on, and they are so cute and have like a tone on tone effect. It's adorable. Now hang on with me just a little while longer so you can see the whole look pull together. I promise it's worth it. I just wanted to make a simple sign to add some interest to our pegboard. So I made a sign with my tagline, which is, "You are more powerful than you know." It's just a reminder that we can do awesome and amazing hard things. I cut this out in white vinyl, weeded it, which is my favorite part, and applied it to a chalkboard that I picked up on a Hobby Lobby clearance sale probably a year ago for around $2. Can you feel how my disorganization occurred? This and that kicking around my craft room for so long. You'll notice I ripped off the stand on the back of the sign so that I can more easily apply it to my pegboard, which I do by just using a few Scotch mounting stickers. Now it's time to assemble our pegboard and put all of our supplies on it. But first things first, how in the world am I going to hang this thing? I knew it was going to be heavy to begin with, so I decided to get this mounting kit that can support up to 200 pounds of weight. I followed the instructions of how to set it up, but I also made sure that I hit at least one stud, and then I also used special drywall anchor screws as well for all of the other ones. It was kind of a bugger to hang by myself, I will admit, but I did accomplish the mission. Leave it to me to add decor first before function and organization on this pegboard. I slide my upcycled table. If you're interested in seeing how I elevated this piece, it will be in a playlist listed in the description box below the video. Then my Cricut machines get prime real estate on top. Next, I hang my gold buckets and fill them with supplies. Then I raided my scrap wood pile to create a shelf for some chalk paint, and I leave it unfinished because I actually kind of like the look of this because it ties in with the look of the cork board, which I hang next. And then I also hang this awesome ruler that I found at TJ Maxx years and years ago. I get asked about this ruler all the time. I'm trying to track down a source for it, but have so far been unsuccessful. But people really love this ruler. Now feel free to lay this out how you like. My only suggestion for you is to keep the things that you use the most at a comfortable reach for you. I just wanted to give you a sneak peek of what the pegboard looks like now that we've got it all assembled. But stick with me a little bit longer because there's so much more to come, including a look back at what the room looked like way back before we started doing anything to this craft space. Now, if you remember last year, we built these big, beautiful shelves to provide me with this amazing, awesome storage, and I just was not utilizing them well. You might have some of these in your house. Really functional box, sturdy, not attractive, not designed to the nines. So unfortunately, the footage for this process was lost, but it was pretty easy. I just wrapped the boxes in contact paper, added corner protectors and a label holder, and everything I used I will link in the description box. Additionally, I got these cute plastic bins and added some Dollar Tree round tags that I added vinyl to. Adding these boxes and bins added a tremendous amount of storage that was more contained and less cluttered looking. Another way I added storage is by using this Ikea dresser. It's pretty popular for craft rooms, and I understand why, because it is pretty handy to have around. It was much easier to assemble than I thought it would be based off of what I've kind of heard from others about Ikea furniture, especially if you kind of assembly line it. It goes together pretty quickly, and it added a ton of storage. As soon as I had this built, I took full advantage of this dresser. In the top drawer, I did all kinds of tapes and adhesives. And the next drawer is screws, nails, and other kind of metal objects. And then in the lower ones, it's just kind of a variation of different kinds of scrapbook paper items and specialty papers, specialty Cricut vinyls and inks. So just organize it in a way that makes sense for you. Now, this is not really an organizational thing, but my craft table, which we built in another episode, which I'll link below, was looking a little bit tired after a year of heavy crafting on it. And so I decided to just give it a fresh coat of paint on the top, and it was as good as new. I have so loved this craft table. It's the perfect size and it has worked out so well for me. Here's a look back at what this room looked like before we did anything in it. As you can see, the transformation has been nothing short of extreme. The full extreme makeover episode is a must-watch episode. It went from super boring and bland to a space that's creative and fun and bright, and now, thanks to our efforts today, much more organized. I am so loving the pegboard. It really does add quite a bit of personality, and all of the extra storage space has been nice to have as well. If you enjoyed this episode, here's another one that I think you'll like as well. I've also created a playlist that I'll link in the description box below with all of the episodes relating to my craft room. And to all of my DIY Niners, I just want to remind you that you are more powerful than you know. We'll see you next time. Bye.